Sure, you can read the announcements to find out, but I don't know offhand. Alright, blue-black diviner. We played some blue-black, we played some Sultai. I don't really know which one is strictly better. Everybody just wants the quick, shortcut answer, and I have no idea. The amount of games you need to play with two variations of a deck to know, to speak with confidence that you know one is better or worse than the other is like into the triple digits. And I never play that many matches with something here on this stream. So when we play something like this blue-black deck that seems reasonable, and we play something like Sultai that also seems reasonable, I'm probably never going to give you a strong opinion about which one I feel is strictly better in a competitive sense. It's just not feasible. So this build is playing Soul Diviner with a lot of different Amass cards. So we've got Gleaming Overseer, Dreadhorde Invasion, Enter the God Eternals. Today, we're trying a couple of Kasminias as well as Ugins here, as lots of different ways to draw extra cards with this. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches here and see how this feels. The list we played last week that was close to this felt very reasonable, so I'm interested to see if that continues to be the case here. Horned Turtle is a heck of a Magic card, I agree. Yeah, Gleaming Overseer has been really sweet. Very good against a variety of things. It's fine. Hopefully they're playing an aggro deck where these cards have text. Is the queue in the event just normal best of 3 standard? Usually when they do special queues in Magic Arena, they're like weird formats or best of 1. So I don't intend to play best of 1 to use the London Mulligan, but if there's a best of 3 queue using the London Mulligan right away, you better bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to be playing that. So 3 mana Vraska here was basically worst case scenario for us. If we knew this was coming, we would have played Gleaming Overseer there. But yeah, we're getting tempoed way too hard at this point. I'm just not going to be able to keep up with their Planeswalkers, most likely. So is the new queue standard best of 3? Or is it best of 1, like most of the queues that they add that are extra? Oh, feels like we're really dead here. And this is the type of matchup where these decks tend to really struggle. Like, again, you just can't keep up with the value of these Command the Dreadhorde decks. Like, the opponent's deck is Sultai midrange from 2 seasons ago. It just creates an insurmountable amount of value for any other deck hoping to be midrange.
I'm getting too old for this.
It's not clear whether it'll be best of 1 or best of 3. Okay. If it's best of 1, or best of 3, we'll definitely be playing it here.
I am not making this up
I have no desire to play best of 1 Magic, though. Interesting. So we're not playing Massacre Girl? Well, I guess Massacre Girl wouldn't kill that, huh? Land here would be sweet. If we hit a land to get to Ugin this, we might have a chance.
Time for plan B, as soon as I think of one. I am ancient and wise.
I am ancient and wise. Ugh.
Too many unreliable.
Ugh.
Ghost fire. This might be a bad
One thing to note is that last time when we played this and it felt really good, we were playing in the event queue, and like one of the reasons, for instance, to like not play the event queue is because like the event queue definitely feels less competitive on average than playing ranked in Platinum, Diamond, and Mythic. So like the death quality you play against there tends to be lower on average. which means when we're playing some off-meta decks like this, they tend to feel a little bit better than they actually are in the unranked queue. Alright, if they've got some bricks here, Thief might be able to take over, but I feel like it's pretty unlikely that this Thief is going to go anywhere. Oh, are they on nothing? Oh, I like the sweet sound of nothing. One, command the Dreadhorde, please. This is basically my life. This is basically my life. Magic's an incredibly low variance game where the better player always wins. Yeah, I am definitely not lucky enough to be higher than Plat. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Alright, so this is naming Command the Dreadhorde, and then they already have 6 lands, so they're going to Command the Dreadhorde, and then get all their stuff back, and then nothing we did matters. And this is just a really good example of why this matchup is so unwinnable for these mid-range decks. Is why it kind of feels like if you want to brew in this format, it needs to be an aggressively slanted brew. Otherwise, you're just going to get dumpstered by this deck, and the mass manipulation deck are just like way better than any other mid-range decks that could be built in the format. It kind of shuts down anything in that spectrum. They have both Vraska and 3-mana Teferi in their graveyard, so just going to go ahead and concede here. Elderspell, negate Disdainful Stroke. Would you consider an Ashiok on the side? Maybe. The problem with playing something like Ashiok is they can command the Dreadhorde to take the creatures out of our graveyard. So you have to play something kind of narrow. You could probably play Unmoored Ego, but then again, like, after you Unmoored Ego them, you still have to not lose to their Tamios and their Teferis and their other things. So like the reason why their deck is so good is because you're not just fighting them on the axis. You're not just fighting them on the axis of their graveyard. You're fighting them on the axis of like all the card advantage. There's a lot of moving parts. One of the reasons why the Dreadhorde deck is good is because it's hitting from so many angles. Yeah, I agree with that on the surface, Navier. I think on the surface, the Thief deck looks like it can outgrind, and that's maybe why it's showing up more, but people are definitely still playing the Dreadhorde deck. What would the metagame have to look like for you to main board Legion Warboss and Green Red Sarkhan? All control. That card is good against Nexus of... It's not even good against the Nexus of Fate decks anymore, right? Not really. I mean, like... So, like, when everything goes right and all of your answers line up perfectly... Sure, like, there's answers to play. The problem is that, like, because the opponent's archetype attacks on so many different axes, it's very difficult... Oh, I should have played this to get it charging. It's very difficult to get enough things that all line up accordingly. I mean, Grafdigger's Cage isn't even very good against this deck. Like, I want Grafdigger's Cage to shut down, Experimental Frenzy more than anything. Like, a good example of a card to beat the opponent's deck would be like Relic of Progenitus would be a very good card for shutting down the opponent's deck. Because it's a card that impacts the graveyard, that draws a card when you don't need to impact the graveyard. You need cards like that that are good against their graveyard plan, but also just aren't bricks when they're not on the graveyard plan.
This isn't a fight you can win.
It's like really aggressive.
You need to take a time out.
Yeah, Gravestone's just a lot worse than Relic. The fact that Gravestone needs to be activated to impact the graveyard is bad too. I'm gonna go ahead and tick this up so that way they can't have a single removal spell to kill him afterwards. Like if I use this to destroy him, they just like kill my Ugin. And like if they play another Planeswalker out here, I can like Elderspell, kill your thing, stack some counters here. Oh, Silent Gravestone. I was thinking of the one that scries. Gravestone's bad against the opponent's deck for a different reason. Gravestone is bad because it requires you to hold mana up to pop it. Otherwise, your opponent's deck just like plays 3 mana Teferi and bounce it. Play 4 mana Vraska and kill it. Like Sentinel Totem is the one I was thinking of. 1000%.
That's how it was meant to happen.
Alright, now I'm gonna do that because if they play Teferi, I have Blast Zone to protect my Ugin.
Your corpse will make a nice new veneer. Good, I guess today's your lucky day.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Oh, you know what? Am I supposed to blow this up before they Teferi? So that way there's an extra Teferi to Elderspell away? I could see that. I'd get 2 more counters on here if I do that way.
Truth lies beyond vision.
Don't flatter yourself.
Blast Zone actually makes their Branch Walker a little awkward here. And again, like, this is a game where, like, I'm, like, treading water here, and then they hit Command the Dreadhorde, like so, and, like, I suddenly just can no longer win, right? Because they're going to bring back all of these Planeswalkers. And so, it's very, very reminiscent of when you played against Hydroid Creases last season, right? When you're playing against Sultai mid-range, you're like, well, I'm like treading water, I'm treading water, and then they rip Hydroid Creases, you're just like, oh, this game was like kinda close, but I just drew their card I could never beat. That was not one of my 2 counter spells. Yeah, maybe I just need to put some Graveyard Hate in the board. Let's do that. I don't think that matchup's winnable without a Graveyard Hate or a... Yeah, I agree, Burgle. That's a good assessment. There's always some card that goes way over the top, but the core issue with all these decks is that, Wild Growth Walker just goes way over the top of everything. So, like, is it Silent Gravestone? Or is it the Scry 1/1? Do I just want Sentinel Totem? I think I honestly might just want Sentinel Totem. That doesn't even have a foil. What a terrible card. Yeah, they have 3 mana Teferi Poly, Graveyard Hate, strands multiple copies of Command the Dreadhorde, and again, a big part of the issue is that their Command the Dreadhordes, they get them back again and again and again, because not only do they have a lot of access to it, because they draw a lot of cards, but Tamiyo recovers their Command the Dreadhordes from the graveyard. Like, again, there's just so many reasons why this deck is powerful, and it hits from so many directions that ends up feeling bad for you. You don't board Ashiok for Graveyard Hate because, 1, your opponent can attack your Ashiok to kill it. 2, they can just command the Dreadhorde the crap out of your graveyards. They can just, like, take my Thief of Sanities and my Ugins and stuff like that. So Ashiok bins the stuff that's already there. I should have bottomed that because I already have one. That's fine. We'll discard it to this. Don't those arguments make Unmoored Ego better than Sentinel? Well, so Unmoored Ego costs more resources is part of the issue. Like 3 versus 1's a big deal. Sentinel Totem scries for you to help fix your draw a little bit. And past all of that, Sentinel Totem also makes their Tamios worse. Because remember, Tamio is another card advantage engine that you have to beat somehow when you're playing these fair mid-range decks against the Dreadhorde deck. That doesn't seem very good, Swift. Like, you need to look at it, look at how much health the Dreadhorde decks have. If my deck doesn't have a lot of pressure behind it, River's Rebuke is not good enough. Nah, I don't think so, Crazy Chimp. I think in the green-red Sarkhan deck, I would much rather have access to, I'd much rather have access to Tibalt and Lava Coil. I think both Tibalt and Lava Coil are better hate cards for Command the Dreadhorde in the green-red Sarkhan deck. And I think, not only are those better, but I don't have room for more than those 7. Yeah, Sentinel Totem can be activated in instant speed. So you can do it in response to a Dreadhorde. Land. Alright, that'll do, pig. Yikes. Huh. Oh, I guess I leave them these, huh? Because I have the Kasminian Devil in play here. And she makes those cost 7. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna wait on Kasminia's activation here until I have something that I want to discard. Magic sucks and then you die. Thanks, Raze. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I think in the matchups where Lava Coil is good, it's easily the best card in your deck. The problem is there's enough matchups in the standard format where it's not good that I don't think it's worth playing. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. Get some punches back. Get some punches back. This is my zombie army. It's very scary. Very scary zombie army.
I will spare you in exchange for eternal servitude.
Man, the swings this game have just been, like, bigger than what you find on a giant swing set.
I have other plans.
I know, Bob, it's so sad. Why don't I get to draw a card? Send help. I'm actually gonna wait to draw a card here, because while I could hit something that I can cast, there's a good chance I don't. And I'd much rather not have a card in my hand against the Thought Erasure deck than having a card to hold there. Like, obviously I have a draw, like, exactly Thief of Sanity. I'm a little bit sad. Look at that. Look at that. Nothing but professionalism here. We could keep the Blast Zones as a way to fuel the Soul Diviner. That's an interesting thought.
This was overwhelming.
Do I play this? Yeah, they don't have anything. Let's just make them dead. Like, if they hit Ritualist Soot, I'm gonna be pretty sad. That makes me happy that we played it out. No! Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Thank God! Thank goodness this is a no justice stream. Thank goodness this is a no justice stream. Listen, I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear it, okay? Ain't nobody got, listen, I won the game. Very clearly there were no mistakes here. I won the game, and very clearly there were no mistakes made here. I would like the record to reflect that we played flawlessly. Oh, Magic's great. Magic's great. Low variance game. Person who plays the tightest always wins. Low. All right, sorry. Composure. Oh gosh. You know what? We should get a justice emote, huh? Because we have the glowing red no. So we can have no justice in chat. That sounds like... I'm gonna message my emote guy. Rage harder. Thank you for the very generous tier 3 for the third month at that. I appreciate it. Remember to put in a submission using the form on my website to let me know what deck you'd like to add, or if there's something already in the queue you'd like to bump up, let me know. Mono Professionalism, Shiro coming in hot with the 3rd month. This is very reasonable. Needs some land, but we've got discoveries. Oh, I forgot we have a Judge Hammer too. That does do an okay. That does do an okay impression, doesn't it? That's an old emote from when we used to do paper streams. Consider just and ice next to each other for added flexibility. That's kind of fun. That's kind of a fun idea. Oh no! Someone had the indecency to put a good card in their deck. So, do I just Gleaming Overseer here? I think I'm just gonna Gleaming Overseer here. This lets them draw another card with this, but like, Elderspell is a valuable card in my hand that's like, hey, look, a distraction for the Thought Erasure. This is also more resource efficient. Wow. Cast Discovery to show dominant. Pay 2 mana, scry 2. Well, I mean, that's not strictly true, right? Because I can attack the Narset. So many of you people forget you can just attack Planeswalkers. Come on now, chat. You can put things that attack and block in your control deck, I promise. So notably, leaving the 2nd Soul Diviner on top of my deck since I want both the cards. So this way, if they Thought Erasure me this turn, they have less information about what's coming up. We were told we weren't allowed to attack the opponents on the stream. No, Fuse was a specific mechanic to that set. So these spells, you cannot do both sides. That is not an option. I think I prefer... Yeah. I'm gonna not play this out because I don't want to lose it to a Ritualist, but Overseer protects my big boy here, which is nice. Alright, what are you working with? Another enter. Narset's reversal's a good one to know about. I guess the Nick is too, really. Huh? I think I'm gonna take the enter the God Eternals here. I'm gonna leave that on top because it means this becomes a 6/6 and hits with lifelink next turn, which is nice. I didn't play my land because I want to discard it to this trigger. This also forces a double block because it gets Menace. Which means if they want to block, they have to trade their Nicol Bolas here. Wow, no blocks. That's bold. I'm going to draw now in case we had a Thought Erasure or a land drop. Do I want to play another Diviner? I kind of think I do. That was for Green-Black Citadel. There's one already done for Red-Black Aristocrats, but no, the Sarkhan deck is not one that I've done a primer for, or don't have in the queue to do a primer for. So you're dead?
I am limitless.
God, Horned Turtle is so busted. Horned Turtle is so busted, chat. Why is Horned Turtle so good? You get nothing. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do. How we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for tuning in today. If you're new, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you're someone who enjoys constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. I play a ton of different decks, and usually we change decks every 60 to 90 minutes. You get a lot of variety in what I stream every day. As always, love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here doing it out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my sponsors here really quick. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series runs a $5,000 cash tournament series every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, be sure to check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG Series. BCW Supplies, the only ones I trust to protect my paper Magic the Gathering cards when I'm playing in those NRG events. And using code Jeff10, you can save 10% on the already great priced sleeves. Their Elite Guard 2 sleeves are just $8 for a 100 count. And of course, cardsphere.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards direct with other players. We're going to head on into our next match here with our blue-black Soul Diviner deck. Oh, I forgot the last part. I'd like to welcome you out there to Hoaglandia too. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for spending part of your Monday here with us. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Modern Horizons is releasing later this week on Magic Online, so Friday stream, rather than doing a little bit of Magic Online into a bunch of standard, Friday stream is going to be an all-day long Modern and Legacy stream on Moto. So if you are a Magic the Gathering non-rotating format aficionado, you're going to want to be sure you drop in for Friday stream. If you're someone that would like to see a little bit more non-rotating format content on my schedule, make sure you tune in, because whether or not I do some more Modern-only days are going to be dictated by the reception to those. I think Modern Horizons will come to... No, not at all. In fact, Modern Horizons is incredibly unlikely to come to Magic Arena, because if you look at the raw number of new mechanics in that set that would have to be coded, it would be incredibly time-consuming and difficult. Coding new sets in general is a lot of work for Magic Arena, much less one that has, you know, a dozen different mechanics in it. You can play Mobilized District or Field of Ruin in the place of the colorless lands, although you should note that Blast Zone is very, very good with Soul Diviner. Their deck list for Friday already with new cards. There's a couple. One of the other reasons I've been doing less Modern too is like the Modern submissions have slowed down for the most part. So like there aren't that many Modern decks waiting to be played. Which the other flip side is in order to do more Modern, I need more submissions. It's a little bit of a balance, but there are a few in there. I personally am looking forward to playing Blue-Black Fairies on Friday. That is a deck that is near and dear to my heart. Spellstutter Sprite is easily my favorite Magic card ever printed. Please fart this. Please fart this. Yeah! Phage is gonna get to hit them here. Sign me up. No removal spell, no Rekindling Phoenix is incredibly good for us here. They're downscaling the business model of MTGO. What do you mean by that? You mean the condensing of the leagues? Is that what you're referring to? I am so good at Magic, I can flood off of 2 decks at the same time. It's a skill, really. Can we draw one of our many removal spells? That's true. I should have been specific about ones that can kill Hellkite. The Grill deck's really good now. Do 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 do. This card's pretty mediocre here. Not only are their cards like not worth taking on average a lot of the time, but like it's often difficult to attack, and they're probably gonna bring an extra removal for it post board. Yeah, Domri plus Moment would have killed the Hellkite, but then they have Growth Chamber Guardian, Double Elves, another Growth Chamber Guardian. Like, there's just nothing I can do at that point. So you're right. I could have killed the Growth Chamber. I could have killed the Hellkite, but then I'm just like not in a position to win the game. That being said, my opponent's deck is definitely one of my picks for one of the best decks in the format. It's one of the 2 decks I'm gonna pick between for my paper tournaments later this month. Registering a pile of Scrag and Hellkites is probably a very, very smart thing to do. The card gets people dead. Yeah, I don't strictly agree with that statement, Shirio. I think what I would classify as a good format has more to do around what I would consider like the quality of gameplay in the format than like there just being a lot of decks. I'm gonna go ahead and just eat this zombie army. And I think you definitely could make the argument that like this is a very reasonable format. Reasonable, good, whatever you want to call it. I just like to, I mean, saying that the only thing that matters is that there's deck variety is a little reductionist. This card's about to be real good. This is like just the single best thing about playing blue-black in this format. Oh, you know what? That's a mistake. And we talked about why this was a mistake earlier. Enter the God Eternals milling myself should mill them because they play the card that takes spells out of my graveyard and cast them.
I fight with a dragon's rage.
Mezip, the Gruul deck list that we've tuned on stream here on my website top 8 of the Grand Prix this last weekend. So I've played a good bit of Gruul, and I'm pretty confident that I like how the list is built. Yeah, Dire Fleet's the droid I'm looking for. Yeah, hitting Growth Chamber Guardian out of them can also be meaningful. Alright, so we're gonna run away with this game. I agree, Dorox. Okay, a diverse selection of strategies would be one of the metrics that I would use.
Come on. What's this?
We did hit 2 Guardians, too, which is kind of sweet. Not that we really needed to, like, this game is, like, beyond locked up. Have I mentioned how much I like drawing cards? It's 1:45 chat. Is it pot pie time? I think it might be pot pie time. So, to get on a political stand here for a moment, not only is actual pot going to be legal in the cornfield soon too, but our Democratic governor and people got it very, very right, and they're even expunging the records of non-violent drug-related crime people. So, not only does the bill legalize it well, but they got it super right. Just very, and listen, a lot of things are messed up in Illinois, so when like they get something that right, it's just like I really feel like I need to be like, yeah, you done good, pig, you done good. Anywho, as kind of a funny aside, that's the pot pie, the vegetable protein in the middle kind of looks like a burger. And Declan refers to the pot pies as pot burgers, which just cracks me up. For those not familiar with my personal life, Declan's my 4-year-old. Jurgers! Thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. What's the brand? These things are actually really good. What are they? I think Alpha. I will let you know in a second. I'll check the box when I get back up. Worst age 2 or 3. I have enjoyed spending time with my kids more and more as they've gotten older, because like the older the kids get, just like the more actual stuff you can do with them. I personally am a vegetarian. However, these burgers from this, or these pot pies from this place are vegan. That's a whole lot of scary. I think they're stuck on lands. I'm gonna take a Rekindling Phoenix here. I don't know, if they miss on a land for the Rekindling Phoenix this turn, I'm probably in an okay spot. I'm gonna gain 4 here. If they hit the land for the bird here, we might be in trouble. No land for the bird, I think is good news for us. Bryn says Silver, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Yeah, like, Declan and I have actually been playing, the DC Lego Villains game on the Switch for the last couple of weeks. We play like a level every day when he gets home from school. It's been a lot of fun. I can't afford to attack here, I don't think, unfortunately. Declan likes playing Minecraft with my brother-in-law, but there's so much going on in the Minecraft game that he doesn't quite grasp all the different things he's supposed to be doing or able to do. Yeah, maybe Ugin's better there. I don't know, using the Ugin's more likely to die if I play it there. But in the event that they hit the mana for the Phoenix, being able to double spell the following turn is better. Hey, look at that. We played around the Dire Fleet and able to get rewarded for it. I don't know that I'm strictly losing the long game. My hand's pretty good. Like, my board state's pretty good. Ooh, that's a good draw. Good Lord. Menace. Yes.
Ether itself serves me.
Oh, am I supposed to down tick here? Maybe I'm supposed to down tick there. This attack lets them trade their entire board for this. Yeah, Scorn disrupts it. You liked Bounce Phoenix plus Erasure it. I don't know, like the Carnage Tyrant is pretty good. I think I'm bouncing the Phoenix this turn, though. Ooh, they're gonna give me my Gleaming Overseer. That's exciting. That's super exciting. Someone asked about the brand of pot pies. They are Alpha Food pot pies. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Alpha Food, but Alpha Food, if you're out there, it certainly could be.
Come to me.
Alright, so we're gonna return this. Ugin's gonna shoot this. This will attack here. This will 10-ball them. Ooh, gosh, we're good at this.
Your past is unwritten.
That should have gone into the bin. I don't think it matters though, right? Because like this has menace, and this is on 2. So they can't deploy 2 creatures next turn, which means we'll be able to blow this up to kill this, and then this will be unblockable. Hey, what's going on, Subspeed? Yeah, this is our, so if you didn't catch this one last week, and again, for people who aren't familiar with my content, I should create a command for this page. Every day, I tag 1 to 2 deck lists usually as my favorite videos for the day, and this blue-black Soul Diviner deck was one of my favorites on one of the days last week. You can find that easily for rewatching on my website, my YouTube channel there. I think it's pretty reasonable. Emmond, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Rude. Right on time, Thought Erasure. Chat, we're being out-memed, chat. Chat, we're being out-memed. Oh, I pulled it up, Dorox. It's Alpha Foods. I found them at Kroger. Just a casual draw 4, no big deal. Hey, Jeff, there's a lot of people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for being the greatest. Thanks for keeping me around. And I appreciate the really generous tier 2 resub at that. Welcome back. I think I'm just going this into Soul Diviner so I can pressure their Planeswalkers here. Although I guess Soul Diviner just dies as Othakaya. Feels like we're in a bad spot regardless here. Thanks for the 6 months. Archdemon, welcome back. As always, for people who are asking for this deck list, you can find it on your stream via the screen, via the overlay. You can also have ! deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. If you're looking for past videos, past deck lists when I'm offline, all of my YouTube videos in their description have a very easy to export arena deck list there. No, bouncing the Niv Mizzet seems incredibly bad. They will eventually draw a red land or like a chromatic lantern and replay it. Be super greedy to bounce it.
Let us see if your talents are worth cataloging. I know I noted this somewhere.
Yeah, and we also knew they were going to take the other spell out of our hand. Exactly. So if they have a land here, if they have a land that's untapped, they can Chromatic Lantern, pick up Niv, replay Niv. We're probably dead here.
You're making it difficult to work.
So Narset doesn't really impact how they draw cards. I wonder if I'm supposed to have Cry in my deck as a way to kill their Paradise Druid when I'm on the play. That's probably narrow. Let's try this. I love the Citadel deck. I think it is reasonably competitive and it's a ton of fun to play. I'm a fan of drawing my entire deck over and over and over again. That's not the first time we've played that deck, Watakis. It's one of the ones that's like up on the website like half a dozen times or more at this point. It is a total hoot. Yeah, I could see that, Burgle. It could be that I want, like, the negates and stuff. The problem is that, like, the menace on Gleaming Overseer is, like, somewhat relevant in some spots in these matchups for, like, pressuring their planeswalkers, but you're right, it might just be too slow. Alright, maybe they only have one payoff. He said, with a faint gleam of hope in his eyes, knowing as he was about to cast Thought Erasure that he would soon be dead. Man, this Thought Erasure card sucks. Pay 2 mana. Pay 2 mana and concede the game? Why would I want it? Why would I want to play this card? People register this Thought Erasure card. Yeah, opponent's deck looked awesome. We played something close-ish to what the opponent was doing. 5-color Niv Mizzet. It's up on the website and the YouTubes as always. All right, one more shake here with the blue-black diviner deck. And like games like that, where my opponent has a lot of, like, difficult to deal with permanents, makes me think I prefer the Sultai build of this overall. Like, getting to play a bunch of copies of Assassin's Trophy is, like, really, really powerful. What do you think is favored against the Simic Steelon? Says Basic Mountains. Never not Basic Mountains. Alright, well, Thief of Sanity is... Things are not looking good for a Thief of Sanity. For people who haven't checked the Grand Prix results yet, Boros Feather actually top 8 of the Grand Prix this past weekend in Kansas City. Don't worry, if you're excited to watch it, see it play out, I'm sure there will be coverage archives of the event soon. Oh, wait. Hey, Seth, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. I assume that's for Bantel Drazi. Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm kind of surprised they didn't shock. When do I need to let you know by, Danon? I was gonna message you this evening and find out when you need to know by. I might play Green Red Sorkin. I'm either going to play Green Red Sorkin or after he pooped himself awake. I remember those days. I unfortunately don't really have any good suggestions for making children sleep. Christy and I were always pretty lax about the sleep schedule. Saturday, perfect. I will let you know by Saturday. So I'm taking 6, maybe even 7, 8, 9, 10 here. Oh, we're killing my 3/3. Deal. Them taking the time to kill my 3/3 seems good for me. So that token basically gained me 1, right? Because it cost me 3 life, but it's absorbed 4 damage. So like that's not terrible. This is a brick. Weird, they're just giving me a 2-for-1. So on like a scale of 1 to dead here, we're definitely sliding towards the dead side of the scale. I need to hit, like, Vraska's Contempt right now. Oh, no, I'm just dead, right? Because of this? Listen, Burgle, don't you besmirch Bitter Blossom's good name by comparing it to this imposter, okay? Don't you dare besmirch, but whatever. Don't you dare slander Bitter Blossom by comparing it to this card. There you go. I'll give you that one. Well, I will give you that one. Besmirch the queen. Beseech the queen. Yeah, besmirch. Besmirch. Non-foil island, you are my greatest shame. All right, if we hit 3 lands in a row here, we're gonna be in a really good spot. No, I think that's too narrow, Lim. It's important to remember that Totem is like spending a card to turn off part of my opponent's card is like not particularly good use of my resources. So I assume that they have something to save this with here. But this means they can't attack this turn, because it'll trade. And it means that whatever they're saving it with doesn't get feathered. And then I get to untap and scorn the feather. So I think this is the best use of my mana I have this turn. They likely didn't have a spell for Legionnaire. No, I think they were just like playing around something like Moment of Craving there. And then I can't block profitably now, so I might as well attack here. Despite all the rage, he is still just a legionnaire in a cage. As someone will save, what is lost can never be saved. Do 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 do. I want land! Land! Please. 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 Please, Watsy! Please! I need tracts of land! This isn't even that good because they have Dreadhorde Arcanist that gets the flashback of the deal for. I think we've died, chat. I think we have fumbled and died. Welcome, Hobart Games. You're in good company. We too are excited about the London Mulligan here. I don't think this matters. I think we're probably dead, but we'll see how it goes. Oh no. Kranko's charging his laser, chat. If they stack their triggers right here, they can Defiant Strike Kranko again, making him a 4-power. Yep, they stacked him right. What a fitting end to our game of Magic. What a fitting end to our game of Magic. Plat 4 rank floor. Your loving embrace keeps me warm at night. So when we started this video, I said if both decks continued to feel good, I wouldn't really have a meaningful conclusion on which one felt better or worse, because you just need to play a lot of games to do that. This deck did not feel very reasonable. Just like kind of typical blue-black problems, like we don't have efficient answers to a lot of different permanent types and we're just not able to be fully aggressive enough. Like, this deck felt like I was playing a Grixis deck, basically. So I think my nod, if you're looking to play Soul Divider, would definitely be towards this Sultai configuration, because notably it gets to play a pile of Assassin's Trophies alongside, like Vraska, Golgari Queen here, to have flexible answers to things. So I think this is definitely my preferred of the two